Hello. I'm going to be reading some Reddit stories from the Am I Overreacting subreddit, and there's going to be a little bit of my own Minecraft gameplay in the background. So if you like that sort of thing, go ahead and put me on a second monitor, and you can listen along while we do things together. Am I overreacting? I caught my boyfriend peeing in my sink. I, female 22, am a bit of a late bloomer. I started dating my boyfriend, male 26, around 6 months ago. This is my first relationship, so I don't know if this is a normal thing that guys do. I live with my mum. She went away for a week on a business trip, and I invited my boyfriend over to stay with me since I don't like being alone. We have a camera in the kitchen because our housekeeper once yoinked a few things from the fridge. My boyfriend and I have remote jobs. We were set up in my bedroom, and my boyfriend excused himself to use the bathroom. I didn't think much of it. He came back a few minutes later, whatever. Normal behaviour. My mum sent me footage of him peeing in the sink a few hours ago. What the hell? I'm stunned. There were plates and cups in the sink. He didn't even properly scrub it. Just a quick rinse. What? Okay, this guy does not represent any man I know. That's crazy. Why would you even do that? Like, just go to the bathroom. It's there's probably not even that much fun. It's probably like the next door over. Anyway. I'm honestly disgusted and don't know what to do. Is this normal? No, it's not normal. I've never been around men much in my life. My dad isn't in the picture. So far, our relationship is really good. He treats me well, is loving and caring, and remembers small details about me. It's the type of relationship I dreamt about as a kid, but this just shattered that dream. I don't know if I can get past this. I haven't confronted him yet. I guess I just wanted a second opinion, or third. My mum says it's nasty, but she's letting me decide what to do. Honestly, for me, that is such a red flag. I would steer well clear of that because I don't think I know anyone that's ever done that. That is absolutely insane. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Am I overreacting, or should I report this to Uber? This needs a little backstory to make sense. Up until a couple weeks ago, I was Ubering daily to drop my daughter at school and myself at work. Because I'm in a small town, I tend to get the same driver more than once. After the third time of getting a specific driver, he offered me his phone number and asked if I would like to use him direct instead of going through the app. I was paying $50 a day, and he was only making about $20. So, to me, it was a no-brainer. My daughter had school break the following week, and I didn't need him, but I did reach out about a week later. We arranged for a pickup the night before, and the next morning, he was a no-show. He finally answered me 10 minutes after he was supposed to have been at my house, letting me know he hadn't even left his yet. I was so annoyed. Requested another ride, and decided not to use him again. He never reached out again. Until today. I got my own car 2 weeks ago, so I'm no longer using Uber, but I got a call while at work from a local cell phone I didn't recognise, so I let it go to voicemail. The number proceeded to call another 2 times, so I answered thinking it was someone I knew needed me. It was the Uber driver. He wanted to talk and had come to my work. He said he was inside my work and just wanted to talk real quick. I told him I was unable to talk and that I needed to go. He was persistent that we needed to discuss his intentions from the last time we spoke. I told him not to worry. It's all good. I no longer use Uber daily and there is nothing to discuss. I hung up. I spotted him just outside where I was, and he was just sort of looking around trying to see if he could find me. The whole thing was just so weird. I completely understand that we live in a small area and my potential business could have been the motivation behind his visit, but why didn't he try and reach out sooner? And the idea of him violating my privacy by showing up to my work like that just feels wrong. But maybe I'm being dramatic? That is so weird. Like, she used him through Uber 3 times, and then used him once privately, and that was it. Oh, I mean, she tried to use him another time, but he just ended up not showing up, but then shows up to her work. That's just, to me, that's really creepy. I would be very unsettled about that, and I don't know if you can report it to Uber, because you agreed to give him your phone number privately, but then again, he shouldn't be showing up to your work. That is so strange. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Am I overreacting for getting the ick after my girlfriend tried to surprise me with a new wardrobe? Okay, so background. I'm a pretty simple dude when it comes to clothes. Band tees, jeans, sneakers, that's my uniform. My girlfriend, 24 female, is really into fashion. Like follows all the trends, spends hours on Depop, the whole deal. We've been together for almost 2 years, and she's always made little comments about how I could elevate my style, but I always just laugh it off. I thought she was just messing with me. Well, yesterday, I got home from work and my entire closet was different. She had taken a personal day, gone through all my stuff, and bagged up like half of it to donate. In its place, she hung up a bunch of new stuff. Linen shirts, tailored trousers, these weird platform sneakers. She was standing there with this huge smile, so proud of herself, and said she wanted to do something nice for me to help me level up. Honestly, if someone did this to me, I would be so mad. I love all of my clothes, and if one day they just got all changed for some random new style, I don't even know what I'd do, but I would be mad. There's no coming back from that. I was honestly speechless for a minute. I didn't know whether to laugh or be mad. I finally asked her where my stuff was, and she said it was in a hall closet waiting to go to Goodwill. Okay, at least she didn't get rid of it yet. That's the positive here. She hadn't gotten rid of it yet. But that I could go through it later if I really wanted. She kept going on about how good I'm going to look and how we can go on nicer dates now. I just felt this massive wave of ick wash over me. I told her she had no right to touch my stuff, and that it was kind of disrespectful. Her face dropped and she got super defensive, saying that she was just trying to be a good girlfriend, that I was being ungrateful and overreacting to a gift. She's been crying in the bathroom for about an hour now, and I feel like a total jerk. But like, am I wrong for feeling violated? It's just clothes, but it's also my stuff, you know? I agree that 100% you are allowed to feel violated about that, because I would feel violated about that. I would hate it if someone went through my clothes and put them all in a bag and then just changed them up for a completely different style that just wasn't me. But on the same page, I kind of understand where she's coming from too, because I think she's thought that it's a really nice thing to be like, oh, look, I bought you all of these new clothes and you can try them all on. But I think she went about it the wrong way. I think she could have first tested the waters, maybe. Like, been like, oh, I bought you this clothes, do you like it? You know, like, sort of thing. And then if he doesn't like it, find something else. You know, like, don't try and push a style on someone that they don't like or don't want to wear. All right, let's move on to the last story. Am I overreacting for refusing to give my co-worker rides anymore after he started telling people I owe him because he covers for me at work? I'm a guy in my 20s, and for the last couple of months, I've been giving one of my co-workers rides home a few times a week because he doesn't have a car right now. At first, I did it just to help him out, since we live in the same general area. Lately though, he's been acting like it's expected. He stopped really asking and started assuming I was taking him. A few times he made me wait after my shift because he wanted to finish talking to people or grab food first. And if I looked annoyed, he'd act like I was being difficult over a small favour. What really annoyed me was finding out he'd been telling other co-workers that I owe him rides because he covers for me at work. The way he described it made it sound like he's constantly saving me. What he actually means is that if I'm tied up with a customer in the bathroom or in the back grabbing something, he'll tell the manager I'm helping someone, or say he'll handle it so I don't get called out right away. I never asked him to do that, and half the time I didn't even know he was saying those things. So now apparently he's been framing it like we have this trade going on, where he protects me at work and I drive him home. That bothered me, because it makes it sound like I'm depending on him, when from my point of view, I was just doing him a favour. Yesterday, it finally blew up. He came out late again after my shift and got irritated that I was already heading to my car. Then he said, in front of 2 other co-workers, "Dude, seriously? After all the times I've covered your butt?" That was the first time I realised how he'd been presenting this to other people. I told him right then and there that I'm done giving him rides. He got mad and said I was screwing him over after everything he does for me. Now a couple of people at work are acting like I'm cold for cutting him off when he's already having a rough time. I do feel a little bit bad because I know he needs help. I do feel a little bad because I know he needs the help, but I also feel like he turned something nice I was doing into leverage and made it sound like I owed him. Am I overreacting? I can see both sides to this one, because maybe the guy that was receiving the lift didn't want it to feel like a one-sided transaction. Maybe he felt like he didn't want to be given charity. kind of thing. He probably felt like it had to be two-way rather than just him getting something. He wanted it to be like, oh, I'll give you something, you give me something. Like, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. But at the same point, the fact that he's like acting that aggressively in front of co-workers as well is like, that's pretty crazy. I don't know. I don't think he's overreacting. I think, well, I know he's not overreacting because at the end of the day, it's your car. You decide you decide who you want to take in your car. You decide who you have as a passenger. And, you know, I wouldn't want anyone in my car that I didn't like as a passenger. So, you know, and I don't think anyone else would want someone that they didn't like in the car as a passenger either. So I think I agree with this one. That's all for today. I hope you did enjoy, and please do bear in mind that this is the first time I've ever tried doing this, so it probably isn't the best at the moment, but I will get better with practice. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you want to see more like this, then let me know.